Welcome back, everybody. Skelly Man sleeping on the job. Welcome back to the Canyon. Welcome back to another installment of the Quickview series. I think I've threatened this Quickview twice. The tire that is deep in the depths of a dichotomy, which is we want it to be good, but at the same time, we kind of want it to be not too good. This is TRA8874, the Canyon RT, which simply says Traxxas on the side. This is the stock tire should you purchase yourself a Traxxas TRX6. They even came on the little plastic wheels with the little Mercedes things that pop into the center to cover the lug covers. So this is a 2.2 tire that essentially stands, it's the size of a 1.9. It's the width and height of a 1.9. We'll throw it on the little jig. Don't let me, you know what? If we put it right here, we won't forget. Don't let me forget that. So, I have discarded the included foam, and here's why. This is the included foam that was toasted out of the tire. This is the inner from a regular Canyon Trail 2.2, the inner part of this, which is usually wrapped in this. And the 2.2 from the big boy works really well because this outer is soft. Not even a medium, it's a soft. And this is very firm. So it acts like a dual stage, which is kind of what we need. This is pretty much identical to the stock foam that comes in the 1.9 Canyon Trail. It just has a bigger hole in it. Like, it's the same density, it's the same everything. And by that we mean it is significantly too firm. I'm guessing because it goes on a vehicle that usually weighs about 12 or 13 pounds, which is probably why that happens. So for any sort of testing purposes, it's too firm. So I have located a pretty darn soft 1.9 foam, which if you clang in the big old 35 millimeter beadlock ring, it's a very close fit. I can't guarantee that it's a perfect fit, but it's the fit that we're going to use for today. Tires have, of course, been in ventilated 2 4mm holes, the 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock positions. We don't run tires unventilated, and neither should you, unless you are in that very, very, very small minority of people who have one of those racing setups, which is designed to be pneumatic and run your tires at like 1 or 2 psi. And honestly, if I ever see one on the cheap, I would love to pick one up just to test it, as a curiosity fills me. But I can't see it. Like, these will seal well enough that, like, if you mount an unvented tire and you squeeze it, it goes, and then it doesn't puff back out. Whereas that, if you don't have that, when you squeeze it in, it'll kind of stay like that. But they leak enough that it'll, yep. So maybe they do something different with the wheels to get it. I don't know. These are not bubble juice required on S1 because that differential in the shine, the little non-matte area, is super glue. We you can't get it all off. Super glue removers are great. Debonders are great, but they can't get it off. These mount as easily as any other 2.2 tire. You get a gigantic wheel with a big old ring. 35 millimeter ring on a tire that I'm going to guess is in the 47 millimeter wide area is going to mount really easily, and this is no exception. These are just bog standard. Here's an aside. We love asides, don't we? I have ordered wheels to do this test twice. Amazon sent a completely wrong set the first time, and I said, guys, not even close. So they sent out the second set, and I was like, oh, they got it right this time. And they sent them just in the little, they're not even in like how Endura does the foam around the wheels in like a cutout foam with like a little egg holder, basically. They were just in little plastic blister packs in one of those waterproof Tyvek envelopes and I don't know if they dropped it, hit it, ran over it with a car, but the beadlock ring, the inner ring, the big tough part was completely folded flat on one side, a full D shape. So I was like, you did it again. And now it turns into a thing. It turns into the full return and refund process where I had to take it to UPS and I had to put a special piece of paper in with it. And now I have to wait up to 30 days to get the refund on those. So I get to pay for other people's mistakes. These are, to my knowledge, called the Canyon RT. That's the only thing I've been able to find them named. So they are technically a canyon trail, and I think this completes the circle of canyon trails. 118 millimeters, which is just under 475. That's 4 11/16. And width-wise, oh, they're a little skinnier. They're like 46. So they're a little skinnier than a 1/9 canyon trail. Do I have a mounted 1/9 canyon trail? No, but I do have ones that have foams and rings in them, so that will give us pretty accurate. So 1/9 canyon trail versus the Canyon RT 116. Yeah, but like dead 50. So that's a good bit narrower. One could almost say almost 10%, like in that 8% narrower. So I know people like narrower. That's definitely got some stand up. I am optimistic. I am cautiously optimistic because, as I said, the depths of dichotomy. I have searched. Unless you are the purchaser of a TRX6 or have had someone donate to you tires from a TRX6, the only way to buy these that I have found on our friend the internets is to buy them in a pre-mounted pair. Oh, look at this. Which looks just like this. Obviously, I got 6 or TRX6 wheels. Looks just like this, and this costs $50. So not only is nobody buying those, nobody should be buying those. These would have to be astonishing. If they are available somewhere unmounted for the, S1 Canyon trails and the 1/9 are $24 a pair. They feel like stealing. You do have to do work to them. You got to cut them and sipe them and whatnot, but they're a fantastic tire and one of my favorites. And right up here out of frame is 5 sets of 1/9 Canyon trails, and that doesn't count the vehicles that are fitted with 1/9 Canyon trails, and we have more than one. So these, I assume it's S1. So we're going to find out. Baseline's going to show his belly here for just a second. Oh, no, he doesn't have to. I keep forgetting that these exist. So there's like an inspiration. These are non-directional. They are exactly the same front and rear. But what we are hoping to net from this, if nothing else, is the benefits of the 2.2. There's more rim, less sidewall. Ooh, that's pretty soft. That's pretty darn soft. But these are the dead. These ain't LPs. These are 2.2s that are the size of 1.9s. And we remain at best cautiously optimistic. We'll take these out. We will mush these about. And then we will get a score. Oh, I got to get the board. I got to get the thing. I got to find my new dry erase pens. Or boy, where's the radio? We ready? He ready? I'm ready. You ready? Let's see what we get. Out on the course we arrive with the Canyon RTs. And the conditions are, real worldy. But we are closer to bogger test weather than we are to optimal test weather. Air temperature is in the low 50s. It has rained recently, but is not raining now. The sky is crystal clear. The rocks, these won't dry out for 2 more days, maybe 3. So we got to test what we can test. We're not on a bone dry surface. These don't seem to care. We'll the question that is arising is, what are we giving in terms of a wet allowance for today? This is also for those following along. This is the first test. Baseline is doing a sort of Consumer Reports Road and Track long-term test on the Famonda fake Dravtex, the orange fake Dravtex that were done in the test. They have been rebuilt. They are fitted with vintage associated seals, and they are as close enough as to be an interference fit. They are a 10.1 millimeter piston inside of a 10.1 millimeter bore. They're running 40 weight oil. They're running the springs that were on his shocks from before. So these should behave exactly like his day-to-day plastic-bodied element shocks. We just kind of want to see like what do the leaks look like. This is one of the sets of wheels, this guy right here. I think that the 105 looks great in a 1.9. I don't really like the 105 in a 2.2. I have one other set, but they're like barbecue black, so you can't really see the little, what are those shapes? What's a rounded triangle? Those rounded triangles don't really show up as prominently. Also, I found out fairly quickly, based on nothing, I don't really care for gunmetal wheels very much. I think we have like 3 sets. It's very situationally specific that we will fit a gunmetal wheel to something. These are just brought about because, as I said, Amazon can't deliver an order correctly. Yeah, we were definitely not going to get a straight pull in the wet here. Those little, what we call micro hesitations. Those little micro hesitations are going to hurt you. I have my pen. We only deal in tenths. So like the temptation is to give that a 9.45. But we're going to round down and we're going to give that a 9.4. I have this fear. I have this fear and this trepidation right now that there's going to be some obstacle here where these just for one reason or another fall apart. I don't want it to happen, but I don't know. Like, I feel it coming in the air today. And honestly, we're kind of moving into the realm of problematic things anyway, because we've tested like 4 sets of tires in a row that have all been good. So the differentials, the margins in scoring are getting tighter and tighter. The shape of this lug does not appear to pick up a lot of material. Second to pull. It's right. Oh, it's right there. If this is dry, let's just go in. What I want you to be noticing, don't get hung up on the fact that we're not exhibiting a ton of forward progress right there. Shuttle back, shuttle back. The precision of placement, when I'm giving it beans, the amount of movement that it's getting side to side is all brought on by me. It's not, tires will do a shake and shimmy, and these do not. They're very predictable. Maybe more predictable than a regular canyon trail. I heard a little sand grind there. So what I think I'm learning already is some tires don't excel in wetter conditions. I think these are better than most, but something is telling me, oh, you get it, that if it were dry, if this were just dry, these would be doing better. So we are going to give a little, and when I talk about an allowance, that allowance is never more than maybe a tenth, or maybe enough to shade a tenth up. Like if I'm thinking 9.3, maybe we'd go, 9.4 instead. These tires are behaving very, very precisely. And those little shakes and slides, the shakes and shimmies, most of the time it does. I think they're there. They're in the tire. So I don't think they're brought about 100% by the fact that it's wet. So in what may seem to some people would go, what? Yeah, that drive is good. That pull. Oh. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. There are moments where I want to take away tenths, and then there are moments where I want to give them back. And then there are moments like that where I really want to give them back. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to call that a 9.5. Wet allowance bumped to a 9.6. That was a pretty solid 9.6 because of how overall consistent the tire felt. Very, very consistent. Don't mind me, I'm just dodging every puddle that I can. Yeah, like I had to drive him over here. There's like no sand on the tires. We're gonna get to see a surface transition. Have we landed upon just a magical pairing of insert and tire? I could tell that the insert that came with it was not just too firm, but like a ridiculous amount of too firm. We were getting quite a bit of collapse there. But again, just drove on the dirt over here, and there's next to nothing on those lugs. I think that bodes well. Is the Canyon RT a better all-purpose, like a trailing tire, than the Canyon Trail? I mean, could it be? In my mind, and I love the Canyon Trail. The Canyon Trail is my sentimental favorite. The J Concepts Tusk is my overall favorite tire. But I won't turn down a set of Canyon Trails. I love them. I love the RTR compound. The S1s are even better, and these are an S1. But Canyon Trails are directional, and they require lugs to be cut out. These are not directional. They do not require lugs to be cut out. This is a very soft insert in them, which is hurting the side hill score. We're going to stay in right here. See that lift? Did you see the nose poke there? Any uphill steering angle, see, we're just going to drive the nose into the sky. But if we change our attitude and our latitude, is that going to over squish? Set it down. Set it down. They are so precise. Is it there? Yeah, it's there. Yeah, so we don't have a perfect foam interface, but that is what it is. And I can't go higher than where we are. I go back again and again. I beat the same drum. Walking on a sidewalk, walking on a plank, walking on a tightrope. Here we're on a balance beam. You've got to find just that right spot because it is going to overcollapse in the back. And I do think that a lot of that translates. Even if you go to a 3D printed insert, which is going to help that the side, they're not going to smush sideways. Still, the shoulder, you're still going to crush that shoulder. So what we're testing right there, right now, is the shape of the shoulder. And I can go, oh, I didn't write down Daphne's. That was 9.6, right? Yeah, 9.6. On the side hill, I would go a 9.2. A vast gulf exists between a 9.6 and a 9.2. It just does. But these are pretty good. 9.2 is what we call pretty good. Out on open ground, I am continually struck by how just precise these tires feel. Like the turn-in is so sharp. And as we know, baseline has a lot of turn-in. The pull, maybe on dry. So we'll do the shuttle. How well do we execute the shuttle? And I anticipate it being pretty good. Oh, that was... You can... Somebody's cutting grass. Somebody is cutting the wettest grass that you could possibly imagine. It's like walking around on wet sponges. The ability, the precision of placement, the accuracy in this tire. All I can figure is everybody loves like an LP Tusk, LP Hyrax. That has to be hooked, right? That has to be hooked on something I can't see because that should be impossible. But I think we need to go back. Everything old needs to be new again, and we need to start seeing more 2.2 tires that are the exact size of a 1.9. I know RC four-wheel drive makes a couple. Oh, that was good. That was good. Get it. Get right. Get. Just not. Okay, that far. Okay. Now, what just happened? There's a little teardrop of rock appearing in bright amidst a sea of shadow. And for just a split second there, we got outside. We got to the left of that. Nobody gets out to the left of that. If you get your tire up over, and I will be able to get right where I want to get. If you get your tire out here like this, you're stuck. You're going to belly up and you're going to fall off. But these don't. So, keep in mind that oftentimes we are not looking at just the pure drive characteristics. That's kind of what Slick Rock is for. When we're over here, we're looking at our ability to drive a line, to position it in a line that I want to position it in. And these are extraordinarily good at that. Look at the descent doesn't even feel like descending. Let's kill it on the minute. I want to see a descent right here. That was an unofficial self-right, and it was a good one. The ability to position these it's up high enough. I gotta write it down. This is a tire that we call all over the place. His score here is a 9.6. His wet adjusted score here is a 9.7. I granted that additional 10th because he's over here upside down and I can see the water glistening off of his tires. That was strong. So I'm just hoping that the soft negging was effective. That I was like, I feel like he's gonna collapse on some obstacle test. And he decided instead, no, we're gonna do better than that. Push across there. How far do we fall to the left? We don't fall at all to the left. Get that bumper across. Now we've got to do the face here, and it's how much position do we get across the face here? We'll drop in, tire comes down, pumpkined up. There's an enhanced stability. It's weird. This is the scaliest. This is the most scale tire I think Traxxas offers. They can't. I mean, that rear tire was so dug in. That was augered in. This is where we lapse into the realm of the unfair. Where I feel like what just happened couldn't have happened. So I'm like, no, I want to see it again. Prove to me that you did it. That you didn't fluke your way over that. No, it was even better. This tire is all over the place. At Oblivion. In positionability testing, that is a 9.8. I genuinely, I have, my anticipation is that this is going to be borderline on effortless. And it is. This is one of the most precise tires I've tested, and it has to be the combination and the culmination, right? Soft side. How are we gonna do? We're a little light nose. Okay, all right. If that goes into the self-right score, you saw that, right? That was we were just over. A little soft right here. Oh, look how flat he is. Oh, that's wicked good. That is wicked good. And I don't believe it. So we position it back. Get further and cut. Wow, yeah, man. I feel like, okay, we're gonna leave those other tenths. But I've got to say, there are no more bonus tenths. None. 9.8. Daphne's third is a 9 point. Yeah, I'm gonna go 9.7 on that. So he got a bonus tenth here or there. No more bonus tenths. He doesn't appear to care that it's wet. Now everything's dynamic. It's changing. I think this tire doesn't care. If it were bone dry out here, I think it would drive almost exactly the same. How's the pull here? See, there's that. Yeah, I'm looking down at Slick Rock 9.4 at Slick Rock. Yeah, I'm standing by it. This is a tire that is not pure forward drive, and it trades some of that forward drive for just the repetitive term today is going to be precision. Is it not to you at least a little bit wild that a tire that comes fitted to a 6x that has a 2-speed that will probably do 20 miles an hour has a tire this precise? Little donkey kick, but watch that kick. It is as predictable. Well, I don't know, maybe it is a little better on dry because he hit that little black and tan portion there. A little fall back, which comes back around to that 9.4. His second lowest score is pure forward drive. Oh, look at that. Cut it around, quick way down. Man. So we're not talking a miraculous bump score, but good. I'm gonna have to cut that grass back. It's interfering. And again, the position ability. Okay, a little. I have a number. From that one, I have a soft number. Let's get. Okay. He is 50. No, he might be 75% reverse. I don't run 100% reverse on anybody, except things without runners. So when I do tests, we're not being able to just go full bore. So he's either 50% reverse or 75%. They don't want to flip. Okay, okie dokie. Oh, hold on. We got to swing it around again. We're getting these loaded up, but good. That. Okay, a lot. So that is the. Ordinarily, look at the dirty brow. Look at the turning circle. Ordinarily, what we do is we get here, we flop. Steer to the sky, hit reverse. And see, he does a little coast out. But when we steered to the ground and hit forward, boom. You know what that does? I was going to give him a 9.2 for self-right. Because on bump, he got a 9.2. On self-right, he was going to get a 9.2. But the ability to do a forward self-right implies to me that if he was set with more throttle in reverse, he would just bam, bam, bam. So we're gonna jump it all the way to a 9.6. The shoulder bites hard. It bites real hard. Many tires cannot self-right on forward throttle alone. So I'm fine with that 9.6. We've got surface transition where we're going to try to get those tires loaded up a little bit more, and then we're going to get it as wet as we can get it, and then we're going to see where his score comes out, and he's gonna be top 10. Now, don't get me wrong. These tires are already a double problem. Yeah, that pack-in that's way too tightly packed in. You can only get them as pre-mounts. I have not seen them anywhere else. I've only seen, and like, I don't even know if like A-Main carries them. I have seen TRA8874 available for $50 a pair. No. Don't do that. Also, they are good enough that I would not want to just leave them on some random soft foams that were extricated from probably an Amazon tire. I would want to go to a dual stage or a 3D printed insert, which would mean I would have to either get something printed or figure out some insert to make, because these are 2.2s. I mean, I guess I could cut Tim Tins down and cram them onto 2.2 rings. So the strength may well also be the weakness. Cost factor ignored. That's the grand weakness. Get a little more, no. Gotta get that. He's a flat belly boy. Yeah. They're not loading up nearly as bad as many other tires do. Okay, now we're getting them full. Little bang in there. Still, loaded up as I can get them with dirt. And I don't want to get too much water into the foams. For all I know, those AliExpress/Amazon foams would just dissolve on contact with water, like a raccoon washing his cotton candy. So we're going to find out. We're going to put them up wet rock. Surface transition, I mean, we're going to do a split score again, because we're going to get them. They'll be like this, and I don't have to worry about the tires clearing too much driving over to the spot, because the rest of the ground looks exactly like this. But I can position, with the tires looking like this, baseline has not been out of shape today on these tires. They are precise. I'm hating it, because there's no way on earth that I'm paying that for these. These are excellent, but tusks are like, what, $48 a set, $50 a set? There's just no way. These cost twice as much as that. These are good, but good God, and just no. Now, if you have a TRX6, now you know. I mean, these are good. Once again, I have an estimated number. We'll allow a shuttle. Look how quick the center of the lug is clearing out. Well, that's a lot of drop. You got to get up there. Get up there to retain it. Shoulder is a little overloaded. Oh, what a strange tire. Because we're staying on. I want to stay. I didn't think he was going to be able to stay on there. Can we do a shuttle at least? All right. So surface trend. So this is a high. Okay. All right. What you're going to have to witness is a hybrid score. We're going to see a hybridized surface transition score. I don't think I can find a spot where I can get over the ledge. Beans or no beans. But I can get into the side. Very soft insert. Just hanging out on like 52 degrees or whatever the face of this is. So on a trail, on dirt, sand, transitional stuff, like a 9.6. But when you transition from that to a rock, it's like a 8.8. So we're going to give that a 9.3. We're going to land it in the middle. That's an oddball 9.3 that I don't think we've ever granted before. Now I kind of desperately want his wet. I want his wet performance to either be a 9.1 or a 9.4. We're just playing poker now because he's gotten every score from 9.8 to 9.2, but he doesn't have a 9.5. And but he could. I could take his 10th away on Daphne's and just give him a 9.5, and then he'll have a straight. That's a straight, right? It's in order. Okay, I've lost track there. I was busily looking at the board and not driving. Okay, so if nothing else, this should help clean them off. We get to the exact same. Oh no, we're better. We're better. Just get up, get up, and seize the highest score total. I said about precision and positionability. Look at the tires, and he can't close it. So let me do a little of this. We don't care about those foams anymore. Yeah. Oh, come on! Yeah, that's a no dock. That's a no dock on wet, and I'm fine with it. That's a 9.4 on wet. Let's go on record, as we can consider this video evidence as a record. It's going to stay on YouTube until YouTube burns down. The TRA8874, aka the Canyon RT, the stock tire of the TRX6, has an aggregate score of 94.9, an average of 9.49, which puts him right up there. Right up there. And I will classify, this occurred to me as I was doing my scribble math. While operating in scribble math, I said, you know what? This is the best tire you should never buy. If you already have them, or you've got a line on them, and you can get them on the cheap, my goodness, my gracious. I'm kind of coming back around to the 2.2s. I do think that there are better wheels. So if you put black beadlock hardware on these and take away that ring of stars, it makes the wheel look a little smaller, and I think the tires look a little bit more to scale. These were great, and they were great for, I think, the reasons that I expected them to be great. The shoulder gets to work so hard because there's no sidewall deflection, and they're a little bit skinnier than a Canyon Trail. I can't recall where this falls in a direct point-to-point comparison between the 1.9 S1 Canyon Trail and these. These are very close. I kind of like the overall feel of these, maybe more than a Canyon Trail, but I wouldn't go around trying to replace them, even if I did have a line on buying them, because your insert situation is going to be a nightmare. It's a 2.2 that is 118 millimeters tall. Nobody's out there, unless somebody's making it. I mean, places like Squid and places like that can probably make you a 3D insert to fit these, but you can do the same level of performance for less money. I mean, hands down. I think they look really good. That level of precision is, I'm drunk on that. They drive so nice, so nice. And at the whole time in the back of my head, I'm thinking, if someone wanted to buy these, they would have to spend $100, and then they would have to buy 2.2 wheels, and then they would have to source a foam, a compatible foam, and these foams happen to be quite compatible, and it's not worth it. This is the best tire you should never buy, and we're gonna wrap it at that. The Canyon RT 2.2 is phenomenal. Maybe overall the best Traxxas tire, or very, very close. But I'm not saying anyone should go out and buy them. That would be ridiculous. Also, yeah, after you spend $100, you get to bake them off you get to heat gun and BSI debond them off the wheels, which is not fun. It takes about 7 to 10 minutes per tire to get them off, and you get to wear welding gloves, and your eyes burn from super glue fumes, and I'm probably going to pay in some way for those super glue fumes in the future. Anyway, you know, they definitely did better than I wanted them to. So a part of me, a big part of me, wants to just put Baseline back up into his bin just like that. Maybe those are Baseline's new day-to-day shoes until the foams inside dissolve. So there you have it. Really good. Don't do it unless you already have them, in which case get your heat gun out and get to work. Thanks for watching, everybody. Check out the links below, etc., etc. I will link to them, but I'm still saying don't do it. There'll be a link, but I'm not telling you what to do, aside from telling you don't do it. So, I'll see you in the next one. In between now, which is now, and then, which will be now then, please do, one and all, do your very best to have a good run, everybody. We'll see you in the next one. Baseline is like, I keep getting muddy. Could you stop getting me muddy? Hey, listen, son. In like 3 months, you're going to be yearning for the mud. So, we'll see you next time, everybody. Through the mud and through the muck. Off we go.